So my friends, in this video we're looking at this watch, which is a completely different watch to the Apple Watch because it's 15 times cheaper. Now, you might be surprised how many of the functions that this does similarly or as well as the Apple Watch. So we'll put it head to head against my latest Series 4 Apple Watch and just seeing whether you can trust something which is this cheap. Let's dig in and take a closer look. So this is the L8Star Smartband B1 fitness tracker. Now this is IP68 waterproof, which is what the Apple Watch is. This is a fitness tracker, which is what the Apple Watch is. And this will also monitor things like your heart rate, your steps, and your activity. Everything that the Apple Watch also does. So it's around 15 times cheaper. Now, obviously it doesn't do all of the functions of the Apple Watch. That would be crazy. But it certainly does probably the most functions that I've seen in a watch like this, similarly to what the Apple Watch does. And you may argue that it does the most popular functions. So most people will use that Apple Watch for monitoring their activity and their steps. Now, the one thing that I really dislike about this watch is the charging mechanism. Now, as you can see, you've got this almost like claw type device, which you have to hook onto the back of the watch in the same way, and you have to line it up with the two holes that are on the back, and then it will charge. And then when you spin it round, you can see that the watch has got the grips on the front, which have got some protection, but you know, it is just really, really horrible. I would much rather just having a USB-C cable. So this watch has a screen size of 1.3 inches and a resolution of 240 by 240. So clearly not as good as the Apple Watch. But it does have a great battery, and a full charge will give you a standby time of 30 days, which is incredible. Now, it does repute to do things which I don't think is possible in a watch. Blood pressure, and also monitor oxygen levels within the blood. So I think that you have to take that with a pinch of salt. But what we can do is do a comparison on things like step count, monitoring distance, and also things like heart rate. Now this comes with the FlagFit 2.0 app, which I found to be easy to set up. You just put through a few details about yourself and then you're ready to go. And like you would expect, it will monitor all of your activity levels. Here it is head to head with the Apple Watch, and as you can see, it's very similar in size. We found the brightness to be very similar, but it will be down to the monitoring of the individual activities, which will really give you an idea of whether it's worth buying or not. Okay, so I donned both watches and then took the dog out for a walk, and when I got back we monitored the distance calculated. So this said I'd done 4,753 steps and a total of 2.24 miles. Now that compared to the B1 watch was not too dissimilar. 4,884 steps and a distance of 3.4 kilometers, which equates to 2.1 miles. So certainly they were within at least 2 or 3% of each other. Another real surprise was when we looked at the heart rate. So this one automatically straight away went to 76 beats per minute. And then when we looked at the Apple Watch, so I've not done any changes here, just put the Apple Watch on. And as you can see, this is reading 76. It goes down and fluctuates a little bit, but then it averages out, I think, around 74 to 75. And then the Apple Watch starts higher at 83, but then comes down to almost identical levels. So here you can see they're narrowing to around 75, 74 beats per minute. So they are very, very close on this. So the watch did give me a blood pressure reading, but I'm really not sure how accurate or reliable it can be because it is just literally from the sensor on the back. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this does a lot that the Apple Watch does. There's 7 different sports mode, including swimming because it's waterproof to IP68. You also get push notifications, so therefore messages that come through on your phone. If you've got that active in the app, then you can have that coming through on the actual device. Clearly you can't send messages, but you can read them. Now you've also got the option to switch between a few different screens. Again, not as many as on the Apple Watch, but there are some choices out there. So in summary, you've got all of these activities as well: a pedometer, the heart rate monitor, multi-sport mode, SMS reminder, it's waterproof, blood oxygen and blood pressure I'm not so sure about, but also it will track things like distance and calories. So my friends, I think that this is definitely worth the money for 14.5 times cheaper than the Apple Watch. Check it out for yourselves. I'm not saying to go and buy it, but I'm just saying it is so interesting that something like this, 14.5 times cheaper, can do so much and also so accurately compared to something which costs hundreds of pounds and hundreds of dollars. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, my friends. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great day.